Now, let's travel back in time to the beginning of 1900s and see how the Big Bang Theory was formulated. The calendar read 1929. Using an industrialized kiln, the largest kiln that had ever been built, workers were fashioning a colossal mirror. This giant mirror was going to be placed in a telescope which was larger and more powerful than earlier models, and the telescope was destined to be used at California's Mount Wilson Observatory, which would witness one of the most important discoveries of all history. Edwin Hubble, a prominent astronomer of the time, was the person behind this great discovery. Hubble had earlier discovered galaxies outside of our own Milky Way, and so revolutionized humanity's view of the universe. That year, he made another great discovery with this new telescope at Mount Wilson Observatory. Through months of observations, he came to notice that the light from other galaxies was red-shifted. This red color had a physical significance. According to the laws of physics, the spectrum of a light source that is moving away from the point of observation gradually shifts to red. Therefore, this observation pointed to a fact that was unknown before that time. All the galaxies in space are moving away from our own. This discovery had broad repercussions in the world of science. Soon, science was going to confirm a very important reality. Hubble was on the brink of making yet another important discovery. The galaxies were moving away not only from us, but also from each other. The distance between galaxies was growing all the time. There was only one way to interpret this. The universe was expanding.
E is equal mc square, in which energy is put equal to mass.
In fact, the expansion of the universe had previously been put forth in a scientific theory. Albert Einstein, the greatest scientist of the century, had reached the conclusion through his calculations that the universe was not stable, but was in fact continuously expanding. However, at that time, the static universe model was the accepted theory, and Einstein downplayed this conclusion so as not to challenge the prevailing model. Later, Einstein was to admit that this was the biggest blunder of his life. So, taken together, the observations and theoretical calculations of Hubble and the observed expansion of the universe, what did all this mean? In order to better understand how the universe is expanding, we should try picturing the entire universe as the surface of a balloon that we're inflating. On this balloon, we've drawn a number of equidistant dots. As the balloon gets bigger, the dots on the balloon get farther and farther away from each other. This shows that the further we go back in time, back all the way to the very beginning, eventually we see that the universe was nothing but a single point. Calculations show that this single point had zero volume and infinite density. However, There is no such thing in science as a point with zero volume. The universe came into being with the explosion of this point. Scientists call this explosion the Big Bang. The Big Bang shows that universe was made from a non-existent state. In other words, it was created.